Alright boys, welcome back to popculturemania. Tonight we're going to be checking out a little gem that I found. Well, I guess it's not really a secret or anything. It's a free game. Free. As part of your membership for PS4. It's pretty cool. It's based on table hockey. It's called Disc Jam by High Horse Entertainment. Two-man team. Alright, so let's take a look. In a one-night review, I play the game all night and show you what you can do, what you can expect if you're going to take the time to download it, and show you what's good about it, show you what's bad about it. And, you know, I've been playing games for years, give you a little insight, and basically let you make an opinion on your own. Spoiler free. So, let's check it out. This game is basically, you know, a video game version of table hockey, but it's got elements of ping pong because you're going to be trying to do lob shots and drop shots, and there's certainly strategy involved in what shots you're going to want to use and trying to get the guy out of position, psyching him out and getting those points. But before you can get to that, you have to learn how to play. The controls in this game are pretty simple and real easy to use. So basically, you know, obviously you're just going to be moving a guy around. This is the first character to be introduced to. He is apparently the big strong guy and the slowest, but even being the slowest, you can see he can slide around perfectly easy. It seems pretty straightforward and simple, but you're going to be throwing obviously the disc. The trick is, like it shows here, or if you get the right timing, the faster you're going to be able to throw the disc. The longer you hold on to it, the slower it comes out. And if you time it right, it's going to glow and it's going to be like a super shot. And I found out after a little while playing that if you get 3 of these super shots in a row, it's going to be even faster. Doesn't show it here in the training, but trust me, it speeds up and it's a bit more intense on curves and that type of thing. And for the quick curve shots, it's real easy to do. It's just either for left trigger, and for right trigger. They're really easy to pull off, but they're deadly in game. You gotta be always watching. So the only other sort of trick shot you gotta worry about is the lob shot, and you know, it just keeps the guy back. You know, if he's hanging up too close, throw it back. If he's hanging up, you know, too far back, throw it up close. Of course, there is a counter to that. If you hang out underneath where the lob shot is coming, you charge up and you can throw a super throw. These are returnable, but, you know, the timing is a little hard to get. They call them super returns. So basically, you can catch those shots, right? They're not going to knock you over if you're in the right spot. But if you time it perfectly, you send back your own super shot. And there's a few different ones, and each character can pick their own custom super shot that's tied to the X button. So you're not 100% sure, you know, what return is going to come. Your main sort of defensive tactic, aside from obviously returning the disc, is using the defensive shield. Now I find it kind of risky to use, but the payoff is that you get a super shot if you've managed to charge your shield, which takes, I don't know, looks like maybe a second or something, but this game moves so fast that you don't get as many chances to use it. But some people like to rely on it. I don't. This is what I like to use my shield for. It's just running up, tapping it, and catching somebody out of position. It's a change-up shot that's really hard to react to. Alright, so the last thing you're going to need to know to play the game well is the skill curves. Now, everything else I found in this game is really easy to pull off. You know, the quick curves are just tied to the trigger. The lob is just the, you know, square button. A regular shot is X. However, with the skill curves, so the moment you let your shot go, so as soon as you've hit X, now you're going to want to, at the same time, you're going to want to move the joystick in a particular direction to get the particular curve that you want. Just the timing, it took me a couple bits to get it, but you know, maybe you're better at it than I am. I'm not really great at, you know, defining game little mechanics. That said, it's not overly complicated. It's just one way or another. I found that in this particular training that I had to spin the stick around in a full circle where it shows only really like a half circle or a quarter circle. When you get the timing, what feels right for you, what works for you, it's easy to do, and it's not a big deal. It just seemed a little odd when I was doing it the first time. You can always go into the practice room and just have a little free play and you know, try out everything, get the feel for it. It's actually kind of fun to just go in there and just whip it around, and you know, it helps you play. You gotta get, you know, you see where the returns are coming, and you know, you get a feel for your character. Alright, so once you've got that part down, you know how to play the game, there's no real tricks, there's nothing, no combos, no secrets, nothing else that you really need to figure out. It's going to take tactics, it's going to take, you know, tricking your opponent and that type of thing. But what you're going to be spending most of your time doing is, you know, obviously fighting and playing these matches. You're going to be doing that, and you're going to be gaining whatever the currency is. It has a J symbol, but and the reason why you're going to be collecting all this money is that you're going to be able to customize your little character and your persona. There's victory poses for the end of the matches. There is tags you can put up there. There is taunts that you can use in-game. And there's, of course, a bunch of different outfits. And some of them are rarer than others. So I don't want to show you them all. Go out and make that money and buy them yourself. Alright, so we're going to look at the gameplay and my impressions of it. Unfortunately, there's not really anything else to this game. There's no single player, season mode, or, you know, anything like that. However, you do get 4 different characters to choose from, and each one is a little bit different than the next. First up is Stanton. He apparently is a strong guy and a slow guy. To me, I found him to be, you know, pretty quick. His slide is good. And his big benefit that I found is that you're not going to see it here, but he doesn't really get knocked over that often, and it does happen to other characters just like that. Now, he can get knocked over, but like with all characters, if you position yourself properly, I don't think anybody else can sort of dominate and just sort of... There's nothing you can, you know, do. You have to work to get Stanton out of position. And, you know, thing is, he's got this extra strength. Boom, just like that. You know, it does come in handy. But, you know, the trade-off is that he's not as quick as the other guys. For example, Gator. So, this guy is kind of modeled after, he looks like a race car driver. And he's sort of the default, right? Nothing extra good, but nothing, you know, no weaknesses. Now, it might sound a little boring, but I had a lot of fun playing with this guy. This is what really, I guess, kind of, you know, had me enjoying the game. I found that when I first played online, I found that Stanton was maybe a little bit slow for me, and I found that the 2 female characters were a little bit fast for me. This guy was sort of perfect, right? He's fun to play, but, you know, I'd recommend starting with this guy, and that way you can see what you need to sort of, you know, what adjustments in your game. Do you want it faster, slower, whatever, right? Okay, so next up is McKenna. So you can see right there she got knocked over fairly easy, so she's a bit weaker than Gator and Stanton. Quite a bit, actually. But she has wicked curves, and she's fast, and she can slide. So you can see that with the drop shot, people have to respect that, because she can get just about anywhere. Weakness is she gets hit like that. She can catch those sometimes, but look at this. Right, out of nowhere, these wicked curves, and you always got to keep an eye on her. Alright, and the last character is Haruka, kind of modeled after a ninja, and is about the fastest character. And she has sort of this weird sort of jump slide that at first had me losing. But, you know, I got to use her a little bit more and started figuring out what her strengths and weaknesses were. And, you know, basically every character, all you got to do is really find out how they work. And, you know, there is going to be matchups that are favorable and some that are a little tougher. Like, I always hate fighting McKenna. I always find those curves just too hard. But by the time I was done playing with Haruka, you could see here I managed to get, you know, custom outfit. Well, not doing well there, but I got enough gold with her to start, you know, having a bunch of confidence playing with her, playing in this doubles match, running around the court taunting and trying trick shots with my partner. You know, just putting in the time. I mean, each character is going to be fun to play in its own way. Look at her there with her custom gear. Same with Stanton. Alright. So that's about what you can do with this jam in one night. Play a few matches, you know, go through the tutorials and stuff like that. Now I'm going to play the game hard and find out if this jam delivers. So first of all, I really liked the controls. They were easy to pick up and play. They felt responsive and fluid. I love the mix of attacking and defending, sliding for a save, or getting a sweep and curve goal. It just was, you know, it's a big rush. It made me feel like I'm playing a fighting game. I love chasing the capsule toys, getting the new unlocks, that little, I don't know, it's such a hook. For March 2017, it's one of the PS Plus free games with your membership, and for that price, steal. Normally it's $15. These developers are also active on social media, Twitter, Reddit. Let's see. On the downside, there's currently no official rankings and no leaderboards. There's only one arena right now to use, and there's limited match options. These guys said more is coming, but we'll see. My overall opinion is that this game is competitive and addicting. It's an arcade gamers type game. What I mean by that is it got me pumped up and psyched playing it. This game is Pop Culture Mania approved. That's it from me, boys. I'm out.